year 1992. He has worked in the different capacity in various reputed schools and colleges, and presently working as a principal in one of the prestigious college, JES College, Jalna. Having published several research papers in reputed international and national journal, and also published and participated and presented research papers in various international and national conferences and synonyms. He has been awarded the national and international patent for his research. He is also engaged in the teachers training program as a resource person in many organizations and also to the NGOs. His association with several professional bodies give him recognition at various level in India and abroad. Government of India has confirmed him by Lok Rajya Puraskar way back in the year 2012 and Rashtra Vibhushan Award by FACE Delhi way back in the year 2015. So indeed, it is really an honor and pleasure for all of us to have him here as a resource person. So again, on behalf of this entire group, I welcome Agnihotri sir, and I would now hand over the session to him. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. In fact, it's indeed great pleasure to meet you all on this teachers training program, especially in the sensitization program of the NEP, which is really making a boom in transforming the India.
Sir, one thing that I would like to communicate that all participants are muted. वो हाथ उठाएंगे, raise hand करेंगे, आपको unmute करना है, sir.
Okay, sir.
Indeed, all are unmute, sir. All are muted, sir. I will take your leave.
Yes, sir. हे पडदा जरा हे कर sir. हाँ, तो जास्त समोर पाठीमागून. इकडचं चमकतोय. इकडचं. Can I share the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Is the screen shared? Is the screen shared?
No, sir, not yet.
Even now also. Is it getting shared, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just simply make it off for a while. Because 1 minute, sir. Yeah. So should I start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So welcome you all for this NEP orientation and sensitization program to be conducted. Purposely, I have written here the Indian national calendar date. So today is Rashtriya Saur Dinank 22, Agrahayan 1946. As the NEP, National Education Policy, specially is made to Indianize the education in India, so that we all will definitely give respect for the heritage, India, and so on. Let me tell you in the beginning itself only why this Rashtriya Saur Dinank 22 Agrahayan 1946 is been given here. It's very clear. The Rashtriya calendar, the national calendar was made in the year 1953 to 56 by a committee headed by Dr. Meghnad Saha and few other scientists, mathematicians, and few Panchang people. Moreover, this particular calendar was made because of all these several riayats, several sanstha's, several kings and all these things, they have all been merged and made one nation. And they all have different calendars. Karnataka has different calendar. So and so Sansthanik has different calendar. Other Sansthanik has different calendar. So unite all these things and make it all uniform calendar. Nehruji, the then Prime Minister, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar wanted that it to be a uniformly calendar should be maintained all over. And that is why they have made this calendar with full scientific approach, and the evidences of astronomy and everything has been recorded from all over the world. And that is why this Rashtriya Saur Dinank 22 Agrahayan, Agrahayan is the name of the month, 1946. 1946 comes from Shak Samvat, and today is 22nd. And I hope the things are fine to you. What exactly is orientation and sensitization? The word itself is very clear. The orientation is to make you aware of what is being updated to you, and as well as at the same time, sensitization is to make all awareness in a conscious mind. I have a very small shlok here right in the beginning. Tat karmaya bandhaya sa vidyaya vimuktaye ayasaya param karma vidyanam shilpa naipunam. This has been taken from Vishnu Puran. कर्म वही है जो बंधनों से मुक्त करे, और विद्या वही है जो मुक्ति का मार्ग दिखाए. इसके अतिरिक्त जो भी काम है वे सब निपुणता देने वाले मात्र है. सीधी सीधी बात है कि education is something that gives you completely away from all the bandhan. Bandhan is like there are many bandhans. There are many bandhans. सारी जिम्मेदारियां होती हैं हमारी, वो सारी जिम्मेदारियों से परे होकर, what I mean to say, a very broad meaning of जिम्मेदारी. It's not responsibility what I mean to say. And definitely, और जो हम निपुणता है, जो ब्रेड बटर का काम करने की जो है, वो सिर्फ विद्या नहीं है, वो एक शिल्प है, एक कौशल्य है. तो कौशल्य अलग है और विद्या अलग है. स्किल इज डिफरेंट एंड एजुकेशन इज डिफरेंट. So let me be very clear while making this presentation, to be clear by a sensitized mind, and definitely orient yourself that this particular national education policy is making you mukt from all the bandhans and give you a true knowledge that makes you a good citizen of the next India. This national education policy, NEP 2020, envisions a massive transformation in education. Let me clearly repeat the word massive transformation in education. What I mean massive transformation is the transformation from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Whatever the approach you take it, it's fine. Like if you take it from kindergarten, if you take it from the higher education and so on. So an education system rooted in Indian ethos. Ethos is very important. That contributes directly to the transforming India. What kind of India we are wanting? We are wanting Bharat, the true India, the our India, sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing, by providing knowledge society, by providing high quality education to all, thereby making India global knowledge superpower. So that global knowledge superpower is very clear. We all know, and everybody in fact aware of it by the IAS and so many things, that we are already a global knowledge we were already a global knowledge superpower, but in between some make our first position as intact as we wanted it to be. And that is why all the policies in all the 75 years definitely had first four words, that it has access in their operation, it has equity in their operations, quality in their objective, as well as it has got affordability also. But none of the policy were talking about accountability. And let me make you orient yourself, aware yourself that this policy is not only a game, but it is a game-changing policy, because it is now fixing up the accountability of a teacher. Accountability is not that you come, I will give you payment. If you don't come, I will not give you payment. It's not like that. Accountability is a responsible citizen of India. That means accountability. The meaning is very broad here. And that is why this particular sentence has a very broad meaning into it. Now, it will prepare our youth to meet the diverse national and global challenges present and future. You all know what are the global challenges that we do have. We all are aware of the national challenges that we all have. The first national challenge was definitely a diverse attitude. But we all know that we grow with diverse cultures. We grow with diverse language pattern. We grow with diverse geographic pattern. And we grow with all kind of diversity. Let it be geographical diversity, let it be cultural diversity, let it be a language diversity, let it be a religious diversity, let it be even a skin color diversity. So all kinds of diversities are there. In spite of that, we have been growing since long. And we have given a better option to the world. And we were always right at the top from the beginning. But in between, something had happened. We misled ourselves. And that is why we have to now update and upgrade ourselves to the global challenges of the present to prepare ourselves for the future. And NEP definitely makes all these things for us. NEP starts with school education. What NEP makes, the national education policy stresses on the core values and principles. And the core values are very clear. Education must develop not only the cognitive skills. Let me clearly, cognitive is bodhatmak. I hope the teachers understand what I mean to say. Bodhatmak means all that bodh is consciousness. What is all there that is admitted by your conscious are bodhatmak. And both that has foundational skills of literacy and numeracy and higher order skills such as critical thinking and problem solving. These are new words that have been coined in 21st century skills, critical thinking and problem solving, but also social and emotional skills. So it does not concentrate only on employability. It does not concentrate only on awareness. It does not concentrate only on sushikshit, just to learn it. Learn it by all means a complete cognitive skills that has all these foundational skills, literacy, numeracy, higher order skills also, and as well as social and emotional skills also. Even sometimes it is referred as soft skills, the emotional and social skills. That includes cultural awareness, empathy, perseverance, greed, teamwork, leadership, communication, among others, and so on. So what I mean to say that this particular education policy is working on the same. So in the beginning of this first half of the lecture, we will just revise what NEP is. And then how NEP is going to be implemented will be covered in the second half of this session. It also proposes the revision and revamping of all aspects of the education structure. The words are very clear. We are revising and revamping. Revising is what? Completely not ignoring the past. The merits of the past policies have been included in this policy also. But for revamping the aspects that is coming up because of the scientific development, the technological aspects that have taken place, as well as some cultural and geographical changes that has been happening all around the world, and so on, so on. So it includes the school and governance to create a new system which is aligned with aspirational goals of 21st century education. So along with India's tradition, culture, and value system, what I insist you, hello, am I clear? Am I audible? Though the internet connection is a bit slow here. So, hello. So, sir, am I clear now? Okay. So technology will be integrated with education through several existing as well as proposed initiatives that includes energized textbooks, high quality e-content for capacity building of teachers and learners, banks based on learning outcomes. These few things are very important. We are not only working on India's tradition, culture, and value system that we have always. Password, sir. Hello. Could you please switch off the mic? The others are. So technology will be integrated not only with the tradition, culture, and value system, but with high energy textbooks, high quality content, and as well as the question banks based on learning outcome. So we are working on learning outcome where this accountability word is there. That is how it is been linked here. Hello. How? So India's rich tradition, culture, heritage, that is all to be continued along with this technological. So you have to make the juxtaposition and amalgamation of both the modern as well as heritage structure. So in higher education, NEP provides valuable insights and recommendations on various aspects of education that includes moving towards multidisciplinary and holistic education that gives institutional autonomy. It is giving multidisciplinary, like when I was in my 10th standard, I thought that I must take science. So I was taken a science. I was given a science background. But in science background, when I thought that I would like to do something in Marathi or do something in social sciences, or as I was interested in history, at the same time, I cannot have physics, chemistry, and history also. And that is the reason this multidisciplinary and holistic education is the requirement of this present time. And that is why institutional autonomy is also taken as number one. Same time, the promotion of quality research through establishment of National Research Foundation. The present education policy has completely segregated and isolated the objective of the research as well as objective of teaching. Like few institutions which are purely made for research, their main objective is research, they are called as some other institutes. The second institutes, B-type institute, let us call it to be, are the institutes that have less research, more of teaching. And so these two kinds of higher education institutions will definitely give a more integrated pattern of education. Continuous professional development of teachers. Teachers training is also kept at the high. The teachers training is also kept on the priority. What used to happen is we used to have, 1 or 2 trainings in a day, in a year or something like that, or sometimes for CAS, this, that and all, we used to require a training. एक RC किया, एक OC किया, तो हम लोगों को पहला प्रमोशन मिलेगा, दूसरा प्रमोशन मिलेगा, तीसरा मिलेगा, एंड सो एंड सो, एंड विथ फ्यू रिसर्च पेपर्स. बट it's not so now. You will be requiring continuous professional development, as you have already seen that we have open elective, we have skill enhancement component, we have some general elective, and so on. So all these things are going to matter. We require extensive training, and that is why so many training centers have opened to orient the teachers and sensitize the teachers to make you more compatible, more aligned with national education policy. But national education policy does not only based on holistic or institutional autonomy or research, but it also helps us to integrate technology. As I have already mentioned, we have to have a blended model of technology as well as the knowledge. And so international nationalization of higher education. There is a separate slide for what does mean internationalization. We all are aware that we have had Takshashila, Nalanda, uh, and there are so many universities of such kind in Ujjain also, and in Pratishthan Pathan also, and there are so many institutions which have had foreign students taking education in India, as well as now our students go abroad for having education. So internationalization is something, the let foreign institutions come to India, set up their campuses, and Indian institutions let set up their campuses abroad also. So at the same time, there can be a good exchange and there can be a global citizen. So we all know that we have a special status, the special emblem and special objective of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We don't consider that we are only a citizen of India. We consider we are citizen of Vasudha, Prithvi, and the whole people, all people living on this earth are our family members. So we are one way global citizens. So we have to prepare the students for global citizenship, and that is why internationalization is the word like that. Some concept which are local concept, like if suppose I consider Jalna, where my native place is or where my college is located. Jalna has got Jawar, Dagdi Jawar. What we have done is we have one district, one product. It's given for every district one scheme. They say that whatever your quality product is there in any field, let it be in the field of agriculture, let it be in the field of technology, let it be in the field of industry, let it be in the field of sports. And so we have listed through our planning committee meeting, we have listed one product from agriculture side. We have listed one product from education side. We have listed one product from industry side, and so on. So our Dagdi Jwari has got a geotag, Jalna Dagdi Jwari, as like Nasik has the grapes, and so on. So this is what is the internationalization of higher education. We have to take the local product to global level and then get a proper interaction and so on. Restructuring of governance and regulatory architecture, multidisciplinary curricula, and engaging blended pedagogy, valid, reliable, and blended and availability of content in Indian languages. Restructuring of governance. The present governance, few structural changes that are also being pointed out here, and that is why HR Ministry now Ministry of Education. So from the top to bottom, the changes are going to be there. The regulatory architecture also has got a change into it. There are certain regulating authorities which are there. You all know that UGC is going to get collapsed, and some other institutions, HERA is going to be replaced on UGC. In multidisciplinary curricula, as I said, we will have multidisciplinary. The person who wants to take physics and chemistry and history at the same time, or you can take political science, or you can take even you can have a blended approach of technology subject with the traditional subject also. And that is why many IITs are offering now sociology, languages, and some other subjects too. So all these availability of content, whatever the content we require, need to be worked out in Indian languages. Let me take my own example. I have learned myself. I have my school education in particular language called Marathi till 10th standard. The moment I enter into class 11, I have English as a medium of instructions. Really, my performance has gone down. If suppose I would have continued with the Marathi medium, or at least let the instruction of medium would be English, but I will have suppose a literature available in Marathi at the same time, definitely my performance would be enhanced. So main challenge in front of us, especially teachers, is content availability in Indian languages. Even in question paper, also sometimes say that if the question paper is in vernacular language and at the same time English language, we say that you kindly refer English version of the paper to understand its original content. So we are so dependent on English, and we have to slowly, it's not we have alternative, rather we have to slowly disconnect the English from this and make everything to be the mother tongue oriented, but does not mean that we have to give up English completely. So policy is expected to bring long lasting impact on the education system and making India a global hub of skilled manpower during the Amrit Kal for next 25 years, leading us to develop India in 2047. So its implementation needs to have collective efforts of center, union territories, higher education institutions, regulating agencies or regulatory bodies, and all other relevant stakeholders. So it's an approach. मेरा काम हो गया, मैं अब बस मेरा इतना ही काम था, मैंने कर दिया. It's not that. We have to grow unitedly, making India to be a great nation by all means. Let me just brief it by one slide here. You can see that how policy will restructure and consolidate the educational approach completely. You can see that the institutional restructuring and consolidation is going for towards more holistic education, going for optimal learning environment and support for students. So it's more of student-centric learning, motivated, energized, and capable faculty. So even faculty empowerment is also been addressed here. Teacher education is complete updated teachers to be there. Reimaging vocational education. What we have had vocational education pattern is now completely different. We will have a complete different image of the vocational education as we have got skill enhancement component. We have a blended pattern, like some this traditional and some employability skill enhancement things. Promoting high quality research, that is also there by through the help of National Research Foundation or establishing special grants for the high quality research. Effective governance and leadership. So as you can see that how the hierarchy is there from bottom, the governance has to be there from even by giving more autonomy to the universities, by giving more autonomy to the institutions as well as the teachers also for evaluation purposes, for curricular designing and so on. Transforming the regulatory system. What present regulatory system do have some advantages and do have some disadvantages. But compared to the upcoming changes that are going to happen in the national education policy or in the total world scenario, we need to transform few regulatory systems present here. And that is also been considered in restructuring and consolidation of the institution. We also promote Indian languages, arts and culture, as I had already mentioned about it. The technology use and integration is also considered in the NEP. This is how the image of this, you can store this image because there may be question based on MCQ also. I will have a paper that gives an insight into the relevance and implementation of NEP. Sir, my request is that you can share this presentation with everybody, the soft copy of it, so that they can definitely go for the multilingualism, how insight and relevance of implementation of NEP, and what kind of recommendations are there. That is all required because we all love our own mother tongue. So we need to go on transformation, but during the transformation, present age is a transition age. So we need to work so many things. So this paper actually summarizes the multilingualism and gives insight for the national education policy, and that is why it has been given to us. Now we have learner-centric education. How this is going to implement? NEP is going to be implemented is learner-centric education, digital learning, industry institute collaboration, academic research and internationalization, Indian knowledge system, regulations, guidelines, and framework. So in learner-centric education, what points could be there? The learner to be kept at the center, and then the pedagogy would be developed. Even sometimes, as you say, as in fact, you all know, entry and exit, multiple entry and exit policies also there. That is also from the point of learner-centric education. Because the first year students, those who have completed first year will be offered certificate course. After some time, if they want to continue their education, who have completed second year, they will be offering diploma. After some years, they can come and join for third year. And after third year, they will be graduated with 3 years course. And if they go for fourth year option, that will be honors degree. And then for fifth year, it is PG. So the pattern here, I have purposely skipped the pattern 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 and so on. Similarly, digital learning is also there. What digital learning are there? What are the factors in the digital learning? As well as what are the factors in industry institute collaboration and how academia and collaborate each other in many regards. That is also there. As well as how academic research and international level, the international academic level, you all know that we are not falling in top 100 institutions of the world. So there may be n number of reasons. We all blame ourselves. Sometimes we blame policy. Sometimes we blame him, them, so on. So let us stop the blame game and start working together. Where we are lagging exactly and what are the points that we lacked in. So we lacked in research, we lacked in infra, we lacked in the international standards, we lacked in update records and so on. Even a proper data-driven system is also not there. We have got, and we all know that when 140 crore country is moving, it's moving like a big city. As in earlier days, there was big army of 1 lakh, 2 lakh and so on. In our medieval India, some, Mughal people had some, n number of like 1 lakh, 2 lakh army. And how they used to move from Vijapur to Pune or from, Delhi to Aurangabad and so on. So take some, n number of days from one place to other. And on that, Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj could win because they know that they're very slow. They're very slow. So he broke his army into small places, small divisions, and they had gone for guerrilla war. And that is how they conquered. They have established their own dynasty. They have made ourselves from all these foreign invasions. And that is how we have to make in case of academic research, in case of international approach, industry and institute collaboration also. So even the local industry is also good for collaboration. Definitely, when I'll go to that particular slide, I'll give you few examples that we have carried in our college also under the best practice or in whatever the way you can say. My main emphasis is on Indian knowledge system. We all have confused ourselves with Indian knowledge system. Let me clearly state what I mean to say Indian knowledge system is. 1 minute, just a minute. What I mean to say about Indian knowledge system is Bharatiya Gyan Parampara of knowledge traditions as a heritage we have been carrying from long time, that is all re-procured, re-obtained and re-explored, and that is what the present Indian knowledge system is. In Marathi word Puranatli Vangi Purana, it means that whatever has happened in the old, let us throw it all, let us adopt new. Adopt new, but by adopting new, you cannot forget the past, because we have had great architecture, we have had the great literature, we have had great science and technology, the material science, we have had the best art, the culture. So in all these areas, we were very great. So all that great heritage to be revisited. So to revisit our past India, we have to understand what Indian knowledge system is and what is the ethos. Right in the beginning, we have used the word ethos. For your just for your information, let me tell you, you all know in Marathi we call it Ajibaisa Batwa. That Ajibaisa Batwa means everybody knows Gharelu Nuskhe, the homemade remedy for every small disorders or medical complexes. And we used to correct ourselves through that. For every small reason, we never used to run to the doctors and take their opinion. In the same case, we have had the perfect approach for every system. Let it be from the utensils making, let it be from warfare making, let it be from materials making, let it be for the house constructions and so on. So in every aspect, we have had an indigenous approach, and the freedom was basic training was given to every citizen of India, was given to every citizen of India during that time. Even the Dharmapal has got mentioned everything about it. If you have the Dharmapal was the disciple, I mean, the person, the a very knowledgeable person, in fact, who was then in the Chale Jao Charwa, Chale Jao movement, in the Quit India movement. And he was a researcher, basically, an educationist, and as well as the Gandhiwadi. In Gandhian movement, he was a leading leader. So when he was working on the Gandhian education policy, as like Vardha pattern we normally discuss. So in Gandhian education policy, most of the things are based on skill as well as transforming skills. So while working on it, he suddenly came to know that we Indians were very great. So he started working on different gazettes, different offices based in Lucknow, based in based in Kolkata, based in Chennai, I mean Madras, the then, as well as he had gone to London also for British Library. And there he worked out the communication between the Indian government, the then Indian government, with Macaulay. And whatever Macaulay said was very clear: to rule India, you have to break the nerve of the education. Because when they had made a survey of only a Madras province, we have had the education till surgery level, and such kind of 1 lakh institutions was established in Madras province. So you can see that how much expertise in skill in medical education we were. So that is how it has happened, and NEP is working the same approach. We have to revitalize, we have to revamp everything and get back to our own original by adopting the new technology. But for that, you require few guidelines, few regulations, few frameworks, and so on. This is how the learner-centric approach is there. Every part gives something. See, you are the king of your class. In the classroom, you are the king. The students follow you. And when students follow you, it is very clear that they not only follow you, they imitate you also. So whatever you do should be very clear, should be aligned with national goals, should be aligned with national objectives and so on. So you have to be very serious. At the same time, you have to be very sincere. So first and foremost thing is that since we are into the 21st century, we have to work upon the 21st century skills. And what are the 21st century skills? You all know very well. I'll go in the next slides definitely. Inquiry and innovation. Students must learn to inquire. They need to have inquisitive mind. You have to raise the curiosity level of the student. Unless and until you don't do it in the class, and unless and until you don't make your class more interesting, definitely let n number of NEPs come, nothing will happen. And that is why what you require is a classroom teaching should be very strong. So in inquiry and innovation, students will not learn new things unless they are not into it. So you need to create that students can dive, they can swim, they can play thoroughly in your class. So you have a playway method also at the same time, so that they raise themselves through inquiry and they can have an innovative approach also. For that, you need to know the student. You need to understand. And for that, once I consider student is my project, of course, this slide meant to be different in your mind, but it is not so. What I mean to say that project-based learning means consider student as one project. And then accordingly, you work upon it. Once we know that student is a project, we inquire about the student, what kind of skills that they do have, what is the voice of the student, what is the choice of the students, what kind of feedback that the students give, what kind of present the solutions that student work upon, what kind of questions or challenges that I need to go to of the students. So for that, I need to start from the left one. I need to know the students. I must inquire and I have to follow some innovations. I have to inculcate few the 21st century skills, the modern technologies, let it be from social emotional skills or let it be from. And I have to understand what the student's voice is. अगर हम बच्चों की आवाज नहीं सुनेंगे, voice का हम देंगे नहीं, तो they will not take interest in our Ganeshwari. The Sant Ganeshwar right in the beginning said, Ata avadhan aikile kije. Avadhan is cognitive. So you have to pay attention to me. Kindly, you please pay attention to me. What I am trying to convey you is something very great. What I am trying to convey you is something very great. And I want you to pay attention, trying to convey you. I am giving you the secrets of the life. So you have to be very serious in the class. And once the paying attention, they will definitely give the right feedback to you. You pose a problem to them, they will give you a solution. Once you increase the intensity of the problem, they will drive themselves to have challenging questions and they will understand real-based, real-world problems. And that is how the critical thinking skills will increase. So these are all topsy-turvy approach. The 21st century skills can be inculcated by driving a question, by presenting a solution, by right feedback, by inquiry and innovation. So this is how a learning pedagogy is. So by giving project to the student, you have to give a real-time processing for the students. Real-time processing means let it be with the student's peer, let it be with the teacher's peer, let it be with the family, let it be with the proper industry, proper exposure to that particular problem. Suppose if you have given a problem in physics, to understand the relation of gravity with pendulum. And there are n number of books on this. To understand what is a pendulum, how does it get suspended and have a fixed period, and at point, and how, what are the damped oscillations, what are the free oscillations, what is the mean time, why every time pendulum comes here, stop for a while and then go ahead. So everywhere you require a mathematical induction, you require a true physics, you require right inquiry, you require perfect logical approach, and then just by a small pendulum, you can understand what exactly the Earth's gravity works. Once you understand Earth's gravity, you will understand the universe also. Because जो पिंड है वो ब्रह्मांड है. So from small example, you have to make aware of the big examples that they are going to have it. So this is just one example in physics. So there are n number of examples in electronics, in computer science, in social sciences, in languages, and so on. So this is how the learning outcome can be improvised by providing more learning to students by having all these things in a mind. This is one more thing that you work upon, the digital learning. What exactly the digital learning is, you all know, in fact, you all are crazy of digital learning. In fact, students are more crazy. But one thing you have to keep in mind, our main task is not to be digitally sound. What we require is we have to sound by knowledge. So this is only a tool. It is only a tool to understand the concepts easily. As you know that if audio-visual tools are used in the classroom, students pay attention. So to draw the attention of the students, to make their understanding, we have to enhance the classroom teaching aid, and that is only the thing that is there, digital learning resources. So you have to build digital learning resources such as e-books. Now there are thousands of e-books, thousands of e-journals, and online material to enhance classroom teaching. You all know that students have n number of information. Now my problem is, how do I articulate that information? How do I explain the content in a different way, maybe an indigenous approach or maybe some different approach? So you have to make that material understandable student by the way of digital learning resources. And that is how students have the material. They don't require material from you. So you don't go only with the class. In our times, teachers used to carry a book in the class, but they never used to refer it. I still remember one of my teachers who used to write by both the hands, different expressions. Imagine the quantum mechanics, such a difficult subject in MSc physics we have had. He used to write the Bryant-Cat algebra with the left hand and right hand something else, the relativity problem. So this requires not only the attention diversity, the attention focus also. And he used to draw the attention of the students by his own uplifted skills. He has adopted that, he has learned that, he has acquired that skill into him by writing both the expressions at once on the board. And we used to get astonished. अरे सर आप ऐसा कैसा कर सकते हैं, इतना अच्छा आप कैसे लिख सकते हैं, दोनों हाथ से दोनों अलग अलग एक्सप्रेशन, ये तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया सर. Raised our respect for teachers, and even after the 30 years I still remember the name of the teacher, his quality. And that is how you have to use the digital learning resources to that extent. The library of digital resources to be there in high school subjects, that includes videos, simulations, notes, and diagrams. Even the online assessment also can be done. there are limitations in online assessment. People say that online का क्या सच्चा है, online का ऐसा कर सकते हैं, but I tell you that this generation will definitely understand and will make better software for the online assessment. You can see that there are many exams which are happening nowadays online also. So you get immediate feedback, you save the space also, you save the time also, and at the same time, you can identify the area of improvement with immediate effect so that you can be more personified while delivering such kind of assessment. So you can see that this is how the online assessment works. So digital learning, how NEP is going to implement is like this. You have to create few virtual labs also. It is not necessary that to have the actual laboratory sometimes. In the rural area, it is very difficult to take all big instruments of physics, chemistry, or microbiology, or biotechnology, and so on. Even in social sciences also, you require some instrumental tools. Nowadays, social is also coming up. The language lab is also coming up. So all these labs are working on the principle of virtual labs. So you have to have virtual simulations in science courses to understand the complex concept of the science. As I had given example of pendulum, I have a project of pendulum that elaborates pendulum in 1500. The experiment which the 12 science students have done it with only some few readings and one graph of gravitation calculated the G, the value of gravitation constant. But I have 1500 pages only on that gives me an insight not only on the motion of the pendulum, but it gives me insight on the wind free, the mass, the material, as well as the some gravitational concepts, some astronomical concepts also. And there are so many things, especially from the pendulum itself, the gravitons have discovered also. Then we have blended learning, the traditional teaching with online, like we have got. I am teaching you through an online mode. But in spite of that, I am speaking to you as if you are in my classroom. So this is a virtual classroom that we have had, but I am telling you all these in a traditional way. So with the online resources that I do have, so it gives more personified approach, more interactive learning. So all these things are there and they are available for every course. Now MSc courses are also available. BSc courses are also available. BA, BCom, and all these courses are available online. You can take that material, support it, and blend it with your classroom environment and teach them. And I think they will be definitely very happy. Teachers training is also one of the best things that digital learning requires. Few teachers are not happy. They still love the traditional teaching. So you have to train the teachers, you have to motivate the teacher for effective use of the technology. You can call it to be integrating the technology in the education. Though this is a company called Naga Ed, other companies have taken the present slide from the Naga Ed that has given all these elaborative approach for digital learning. The third is industry academia, industry institute partnership. As I had clearly mentioned, our college is a research center for 8 subjects. And our physics department is one of the oldest research centers in the Maharashtra. Till now, we have produced at least 150 PhDs in all past 35 years. Now, as I said that, all the research papers till now were not industry based. You all may be not aware, the place Jalna is known for steel industry. The place Jalna is known as agro-based product. The place Jalna is known for the seed industry and other kind of trade also. So what we have done is, I have arranged the meeting of industry association with college or researchers, and we have established a very great blended pattern of industry and academic interaction. Now onwards, whatever the research and development would happen in concurrence with the industrial requirement in Jalna. Like since steel industry is there, so we have visited the steel industry. We have told them that this is what the pattern is there in the. So commerce people had a work. Then chemistry people worked in the metallurgy. The physics people worked in the characterizations and so on. So sciences people worked in the social and emotional skills or the take caring of the staff and all that. So one particular industry has got 10 different avenues. So by doing the collaboration with this kind of institutions with the industry will definitely fetch, and this is how I claim that on this platform, none of my BCom graduate is jobless right now. Rather, we provide a job to even second year student also, third year student also. We encourage them to go for a job because Jalna is a place of trade, business, industry, and cultural refinement. So we have a job or we provide a job in every sector, And that is why what I feel is that if Jalna can be a role model for all the students, for all the teachers, let definitely by the Industry Institute Partnership Cell. So let us go for one aspect, expanding entrepreneur skill amongst the students. For that, we have created the term called JES Ideas. JES is my college, Jalna Education Society. JES Idea. We kept one small basket and it is open for all. Students come with some idea, they throw it. I mean, they throw a chit, whatever they write. Let it be any raw idea in their mind. Because coming raw idea in their mind will definitely fetch the right market. So their entrepreneurship skills can be enhanced, can be increased by this way. And this is how JS Idea is working. Now from 1st January onwards, we are giving special skill training by industry interaction with the solar company, the solar panel installation. Few traders, they wanted few data entry operators. So we have started with the help of Government of Maharashtra and Government of India, the skill center. We have started these two courses, and all these courses, the moment we have announced it, we have only 25 admissions for this course and all are full now. All are full. They are in high demand. Even we have started with few MKCL courses. Even we have started with some industry courses. Like we have a blended model. The blended model here. In the first year, once the student comes, he learns all basic skills. In second year, he understands and learns the supporting skills. And in third year, he goes for internship. Now, from this year, we are sending 50 students of BCom for an internship training, a severe internship training. A hardcore internship training is being given to 50 BCom. Now, these 50 BCom students, those who are in third year, they already have 2 years of experience in working. So, the moment they graduate, they will have these two things. Along with degree, they will have certificate also, they will have diploma also, and they will have degree also with experience also. So, once they come out of it, my employability skills is already there. So, I make my students to be not employer ready, but career ready also. So by inculcating the entrepreneurship skills among the students, this is what all I can do. Enhancing industry institution relationship. We conduct different programs with the industry. Let the industry people come, teach us. We also go there. We also get different exposure by visiting the industry and so on. We collaborate with other universities of national repute also. We have got some national collaborations also, other institutions, as like we have got collaboration with Indore. We have got the DAE, Department of Atomic Energy, as well as we have got collaboration with few institutions in Delhi. We have got collaborations with few institutions in actuarial sciences. Recently, one of our students has cleared his actuarial science certificate examination at the age of 15. And he has established record by clearing his exam at the age of 15, the exam of AAI, Actuarial Science of India. So Academy of Actuarial India. So that AI exam he has cleared and established the India Book of Records. He has been felicitated yesterday. This is all the success of collaboration of us with either ICWAI or CAI or PII and so on, the institutions of national repute. We also have the soft and hard skill enhancement program for the students. We do conduct many soft and hard skill enhancement program for the students with the help of few NGOs. With the help of few NGOs. This time we have got 350 registrations from the NGO based in Nagpur. Almost 80 students have registered in hard skill and soft skill enhancement program. We have got even the industrial automation also. Even, why not, we have conducted all course on performing arts of Lokakala. Lokakala. So all these tribal arts or traditional arts are also being entertained. People have learned Shahiri. People have learned the singing, learned the instrument playing, many percussion instruments such as dholki, mridang, and so on. Even they have learned the flute, bansuri also. We have had all these soft and hard skill enhancement program, and they are going outside and they earn money also, and as well as they earn repute also for the college. This is what the practical example is of today's JS college. Facilitate industrial training and internship program, as I have already mentioned. We do facilitate, you can also facilitate. So whatever the industry you have in your or nearby city, you please approach them. They will definitely help you in facilitating industrial training and internship program also. You can even encourage the entrepreneurial activities as like once they have got the skills, the definitely activities can be encouraged. So you should have proper SOP, proper guideline to encourage these entrepreneurial activities. You can collaborate with some industry for this. You can even organize seminars, symposiums, exhibitions, workshops on latest technological advancements. Now, on 10th and 11th January, our college is going to organize a conference on the great heritage of India, Indian knowledge system, great heritage of India to be blended with current physical sciences. And I'll tell you, we have just launched the flyer and we have received almost 35 papers. 35 research papers are there. Of course, we have to yet scrutinize these papers for the quality, because we are going to produce, we are going to publish them in a journal of repute, either by UGC recognized journal or UGC listed journal or the Scopus and so on. So we have to organize a few seminars, symposiums, workshops, exhibitions, and so on. Exhibitions based on IKS, few exhibitions based on present industrial need is also been uh, planned here. Like once we had organized the exhibition of industry here in our campus. We have had exhibition of all hotel owners in the campus. So we have had a great interaction with all hotel association. One food festival we had organized. So because of this, the agriculture market is also grown. Because hotel market is also boomed. Because of this, students also came to know many things. So we have not even left the typical industry what you think. Even we have worked upon the hotel industry also. We have worked upon the hospitality industry also in Jalna. Supporting training to other stakeholders or resource generation and brand equity development. So branding equity development, the word of coin in whole 11 pattern of Industry Institute partnership cell. Unless and not work upon the brand equity, I don't think the students will come to you. We all know that go for the branded quality. Let it be clothes, let it be material, or let it be education or anything else. So you have to develop your own brand with industry. As like Tata has their own brand, Birla own brand, Adani has their own brand, Wipro has their own brand, and so on. Infosys has their own brand. They have got their own brand. So let it be with the help of CSR, which is the 9th point, which I am going to tell you, or let it be with the help of product. So once your students get collaborated, either in the form of exchange, either in the form of training, either in the form of the workshops, seminars, or entrepreneur skills, or so on, once they get uh, attached with industry, so automatically get CSR. So fund will not be a great thing for us. We have been trying to raise funds since 2 years, and now we got a success. Now we are having funds. So many people are there in the line. Our strong alumni, we have produced till now 1,30,000 graduates from 70 years, in last 70 years. So all these 1,30,000 enlisted with us. They have had industry all over the world. They are either great government officers, they are either great government leaders, they are either great politicians, rulers, and so on. So all masters are there representing our college. So once we call them in the college, you understand that even alumni is also your own industry. Industries, you don't know what typical industry. Industry means the one who is helping you to be industrious. So alumni is your industry, all small also your industry. Even we have explored our group with self-help group. When in one of the food festivals, we had given stall a special special provision of the stalls for self-help group. Now all these self-help group are now helping us for establishment of the cafeteria, for small programs that are happening in the college. So this is how we have to explore this, the interaction and so on. So the 10th point is community through training and develop expertise of the local artisans. We have organized. See, I'll tell you one small example. You all know Jugaad technology. Through the Jugaad technology, one person from Gujarat had made Mitti Cool, a fridge that works with no electricity, power. So there is no question of chlorofluorocarbon, the CFC. And what? So I have seen the design of that particular mid-cooled refrigerator. I started booking it, 3 years waiting I do have for that fridge to obtain. So I thought that let us make it with the local Kumar, right? So I have called that expert and I told him this design I have to have. And could you make a fridge for me? And I'll tell you, he has started producing the fridge now for us. So we digged a small pit of around 3 feet by 4 feet. And then we have established with some cow dung, some other soil material, some bamboo sticks and all that. And we have made that particularly with small door. And I'll tell you the temperature difference on that underground things. Of course, we have made some air filters also for that. A fantastic design. So the temperature difference, particularly to that particular mid-cool fridge and outside, is 15 degree. Even in the winter also, if outside temperature is around 13, 14, 15, I have got in the mid-cool fridge is around 3 degree, 4 degree and so on. So I can preserve my vegetables and I can preserve my other things also into it. So this is what I live in the quarter and we have made it in the quarter itself. So this is what you help your community through training and develop expertise of the local artisans. So this is what you do it. Even we implement the area of R&D effectively and coordination between the industries and the institute. Since we have had almost 15 patents college, we requested few industry experts how much you work on R&D, and their answer is no, sir. You got technology, and we refer certain things like what they have got ready-made products, like assembly, you can say in short. But do they work on R&D? If they have designed their own product in Jalna itself, they would be in more benefit. So we have requested industries to establish their remote R&D center in JES Jalna Center, and very soon we will have remote R&D for at least 3 industries. So this is what is Industry Institute Partnership Cell can definitely work for it. So this is what is the sensitization of NEP, and NEP gives you all that freedom, and it all counts in the marks. It all counts in the credit. This is what Industry Institute Partnership Cell works like that. I hope you got my point now. We'll go to the next. What is internationalization of Indian higher education system? This I would like to convey very clearly, that internationalization means what? There are 4 points. Indian higher education institutions set up campuses abroad. Foreign higher education institutions set up campuses in India. The third point is collaboration between Indian and foreign institutions and international students to come and have education in India or Indian education, higher education institutions. So what all you require, this is what the model is. This particular slide is taken from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. S. Jaishankar, when he was presenting this to the Sansadiya Board on education. I have taken this slide from the net. The same slide is been copied here. You can see on the top here, the branding of for higher education, India, soft power, culture and IKS. Target all of us. You all know Huan Sang. What he has written in his observation about the power of India, but that is not there now. Even alignment with global norms is also there and standards. So this is what is happening for designing the internationalization of higher education system in India. You need to go for it. quality education for the world with innovative approaches. Go to the slide 1. We talk of innovation in the pedagogy, the learner-centric approach. So if you have learner-centric approach, you can definitely bring a good even outside also as well as in India also. You need a thorough uh, revitalization of the education. So Forex is foreign exchange, job, research and growth opportunities for Indian education leaders, faculty and researchers. Funding is also available to Indian higher institutions for their India and foreign campuses. So Indian MNUs also, the multinational units, enhance their quality and their research focus. That I just said that when we have an interaction with an industry of around 1,600 crore turnover, and we requested that you please guide, set up your R&D with our campus. They said that what is all there in the campus? Why do you start teaching only? Why are you in the research? When we have shown them the paper, we have shown our credibility to them, they are ready now. They are ready for funding also. They say that, sir, how much do you want? So not an issue. The only thing is that you have to approach to the right person. You have to approach to the right people with right approach, with right material with you. And I hope definitely the world is also like that. Globally, the system is the same. So either you take it from them or you give it to them. It's like same. The foreign education institutions set up campuses in India. People criticize unnecessarily, but I do tell them that definitely there is a angle of commercial approach. Some foreign institutions which are not really quality, they may set up their own institutions here and then they will hamper our culture, our heritage. But if we have the tight regulations, as the policy says very clearly, there should be tight approach. So if we have right regulating authority for international foreign education to come here and set up their campus, I don't think there will be any problem. And once we know that what are the objectives that we are going to have with us, that has everything into it. So international practices, talent, research opportunities, and competition. As we all know, India has a very good day yesterday because we are now once again world chess champion also. Small boy of around 18 years old. He is now world champion, Gukesh. So on what aspects he has become world champion? Based on talent. He has availed all the opportunities and he threw him competition. So once there is a healthy competition, there is healthy competition into it, definitely Indian standards will also definitely grow. EP opportunities, the for our higher education and aligned sectors like research, patenting, academic and non-academic processes. Opportunities for Indian faculty members and researchers also. If you have, like normally what happens is, in case of material science, we all know that Europeans have progressed a lot. In case of electronics, Japanese have progressed a lot. In case of mass productions, Chinese have produced a lot. So in case of software industry, India has produced a lot. You are the masters of some or the other field. But if you want to master of all, what you have to go, you have to grow by collaboration. So there are many masters outside India who have taken basic education from India and they have gone abroad and they have settled there and they are helping their country, not India. So you have opportunities to interact with them. You have opportunity to have collaboration with them, and you have opportunity to explore yourself and get more exposure, so that definitely it will help each other. The cost of education for Indian students going abroad is around 7.5 lakhs. Foreign exchange more students for foreign education. So once we know that Indian education is cheaper, the country, third world country, can definitely come to India. Even few European countries also can come to India to learn IKS, to learn performing arts, to learn the strength, learn yoga, to learn and the Indology, and so on. So there are many fields where we are still masters, and we need to call upon these students as a foreign students. That day I was talking to the director Hindi Sansthan Agra, and he has mentioned that he has almost 45 students abroad. Uh, the number of students from 45 different countries are taking education Hindi language. So they are now wanting Hindi speaking people for their sales, for their marketing, for their engineering. So MNCs will not establish themselves unless or until they don't learn Hindi. So it is a great opportunity for Hindi people. It is a great opportunity for people. It is a great opportunity for local languages also. So this is how you can enable more interaction with them. And I think we can definitely go. Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj was knowing 9 languages, I heard. How it was possible in the year 1680s, he has, he has acquired the skill of 9 languages? It's because their market was open market. At the Raigad fort, he has established an international market. Even you can see that the Chabutra is still there. So this international market was there since time. Recently, I had been visit for NAG to Kerala. I had been to Kottakkal near Calicut. In the Kottakkal, they have got the world famous Ayurveda Rasashala. I had been to Herbal Garden also. They say that daily they check 1,000 students. Sorry, 1,000 patients. Means you can say, and out of that 1,000 patients, at least 50% are from abroad. They are either from Middle East, they are either from Europe and so on. So we have opportunity for tourism also. So we have opportunities for Ayurvedic education also. So traditional Ayurveda system can be taught to them and they can have their own education there also. So this is how we can earn a foreign collaboration too. So reducing the cost of innovation can also be definitely there by pulling the large talent and reducing piloting and commercialization cost in India. Like you can say that the cost of the mobile is going to be reduced now the moment we have set up the semiconductor. So more and more industrious approach, more and more industrial collaboration will fetch not only the wealth to India, but it will also get some knowledge. It will not only get knowledge, not only get wealth, but it will get cool, calm, and global citizen approach for India. Collaboration between Indian and foreign institutions, as just now I told, that exchanges, joint dual degree. Yeah, I mean, today only, I think at 5 o'clock, the Honorable Secretary of UGC is going to talk about the dual degree and twinning programs. So he has now set up the guidelines also. You can definitely listen to it. If I hope the lecture would get over by that time. The joint research international exposure is also going to be there. You can even attend the research fair also, the industrial. You can get different ideas of the material. So much of material advancement is going to take place and is going all over the world. So students will have an opportunity to go abroad, as well as the abroad students will have an opportunity to interact with India. You can earn more foreign culture. I'm sorry. Uh, more foreign exchange, around 50,000, create job, research and growth opportunities. So you can get more faculty leaders, researchers, and so on. And definitely it will increase the higher education in India. So this is what is going to happen by not only international approach of the Indian education system, but by implementing a right education policy, what we had thought as, because we always say that this education policy will the new vibrant India. So India cannot be vibrant unless and until you're not get in touch with the, the current updates of the world. So you have to be with the world. You cannot go away from the world. Definitely you can be ahead of the world. No doubt at all. But once you are behind the world, your wealth gets, knowledge gets lost, and definitely there are many brain drain approaches come, as we have already faced about this. Now I'll come to the guideline. I have purposely given the link in the slide. So request the organizer to provide the original PowerPoint presentation to them so that they'll directly click on it and they can get different guidelines. I have here guidelines and curriculum framework for environment education at undergraduate level. He has clearly given guidelines for all those. I suggest everybody to please visit UGC website once in a day. Visit UGC website once in a day. 1 minute. Huh? Sorry. I hope I'm clear. Am I audible now? So curriculum framework for environment education is being provided on the UGC website. You please go for it. Bharat Abhiyan is working on these environment guidelines and special funds are also allotted. It is blended with NSS program of the colleges. Second is Mulya Pravaha, guidelines for Mulya Pravaha 2.0, inculcation of human professional ethics in higher education institutions. It is also been given there. Mulya Pravaha means, see, value education is be taught in 1 or 2 periods. Rather, it is the part and parcel of every living and non-living in and around the campus of education. You cannot go away from value education. So you have to inculcate or values among the students by your own practicing. Unless and until you don't practice, I don't think the Mulya can be implemented in a right way. And there are strict guidelines for this, how human values and professional ethics are being inculcated. The clear guidelines are there. You can definitely click and you can definitely go for it. The National Higher Education Qualification Framework is also there. What kind of things have to be done? I'm sorry, I was on the other. So, National Higher Education Qualification Framework, NHEQ, is also there, that gives you what kind of higher qualification, how much credit you work, and what kind of objectives are there for the National Higher Education Qualification Framework is there. I suggest everybody to go through these because these are part and parcel of NEP, sensitization, as well as the orientation too. Now I have got even the guidelines for promotion of physical fitness, sports, students' health, welfare, psychological and emotional well-being at higher educational institutions of India. Let us try and understand. Physical fitness, sports, students' health, welfare, psychological and emotional well-being The physical fitness, you all know what is physical fitness. The sports, you all know. The students know. Welfare, I will not talk of. But the new word, psychological and emotional well-being at higher educational institutions. And lot of things are happening in maybe because of the over usage of mobile, over usage of social media, the uh, the uh, the sensitive world, high technology, and definitely uh, since like more self-centered approach is going up in the present world, and that is why students are not emotionally or psychologically properly uh, and that is why how you can promote such kind of environment in the college, either by organizing programs, either by giving some sensitization issues, and so on, so on. There are many things which are mentioned here. I will not go into detail because it is not part of my uh, presentation. So you please, at whenever you are free, just simply click on this presentation and directly go on to the guidelines. The National Credit Framework, we all know Academic Bank of Credit is in existence, is in effect now. How National Credit Framework works and how much credit you can earn. The more the credit you earn, there can be some parallel credit, there can be some, aligned credit or synchronous credit, so on, so. But in spite of that, how credits are earned and how much uh, curriculum framework is to be designed accordingly, all these are mentioned here. Like by earning 3 credits, how much mastery, how much expertise, or how that you have to get into it is all mentioned in National Credit Framework. It is from school also. Like from schooling, it has been given. Even the critical learning also. Guidelines on fostering social responsibility and commitment in higher education institutions in India. Fostering social responsibility and community engagement in higher education in India. This is very clear. The social responsibility. Many industries are working for the profit. So government of India has made these industries to take some share and lift up the monetary share also, as well as engage it in social responsibility also. So they are raising funds for CSR. So this one thing is there for educational institutions. Secondly, what kind of things are there for community engagement so that the empathy values, the sympathy values, more cognitive domains can be developed among the students. So all these things are there in this particular social responsibility and community engagement uh, programs like NSS, Unnat Bharat, Scout, Guide, and so on, so on. The next is guidelines, facilities, and amenities for a safe, secure environment for women and women's health, for sensitization, policy implementation, monitoring, and grievance redressal in higher education institutions. Very clear. Government is very clear. UGC is very clear in its policy about women, women's health, and it's the issues of sensitization and policy so. So clearly given in the ebook, all things are given. What kind of facilities that you require for a safe, secure environment for women. Many could have to yet take an initiative for even a public toilet for women. So I feel that if your college is not providing such kind of facility, definitely you're not going to get good marks. So you have to have right kind of facility, kind of secure environment for women and women's health in all these aspects. All the guidelines are listed in this. Learner approach, as I had already mentioned, unless and until you cannot have, you don't have learner-centric approach, the right technology is not being developed by the teachers for the students, you will not get right learning outcome. So this national education policy is working on the guideline of innovative pedagogical approaches and evaluation reforms. In evaluation reforms, I mean to say very clearly that evaluation reforms takes accountability also. So you have to take the responsibility. If the students perform well, we say that, oh, I have taught them. If the students did not do well, he never come to college. He has never, I mean, he's like that only. Study. So one cannot go. You have to make your lesson more interesting. You have to make your subject more interesting, and you have to be more planned approaches. You have to be more planned while going into the class and while taking the evaluation also of the students. The next is curriculum and credit framework for UG program. The credit framework, how these are blended, as I had already told, national credit framework and pedagogy have to blend each other for undergraduate program. This is for first year students, and then it will go to next year, third year, and so on. The minimum standards and procedures for award of PhD regulations 2022. The recent is also come. I have not yet incorporated that in my presentation. So I don't think I'll tell much about this to you all. Now we'll go to the next thing. These are all guidelines. The regulatory frameworks have issued the guidelines. So while implementing the education policy, you have aspects that have been taken into consideration: the learner-centric education, the digital learning, the industry institute collaboration, academy research and internationalization, the Indian knowledge system that I have to work upon it, and regulations and guidelines framework. So all these, let us go in small details about it now with one by one. What learner-centric approach means? The things are very clear. One minute, please kindly explain. I'm sorry, there was some technical difficulty. Being principal, I have to sign things. The while implementing the education policy, you have to have in the prime on the learner-centric education that provides students opportunities for multidisciplinary and flexible education, which gives them the ability to transition across courses according to their own talent and interest. That is the beauty of this policy. Like you need to have freedom from one end to other. So that flexibility, once the flexibility is been the students, definitely he will get what he wants to learn, not been imposed on him to learn. So you have to have activities that will be aimed to be covered in this pillar. They are multidisciplinary in education, adoption of academic bank of credits, adoption of exit, adoption of guidelines on national higher education qualification framework, and adoption of national credit framework. So you can see that all these comes under learn approach. All these guidelines are available there on the UGC website. Those who are interested, please go there. Please read what kind of activities can be planned under multidisciplinary education, in what way academic bank of credit is being implemented, and how multiple entry and exit also works. We know that some people criticize for multiple entry and exit. अभी वही करना है कि हमने, है ना? अभी वही करना है कि हमने एक बच्चा आ जाएगा 5 तो क्या करेंगे? अरे भाई, there is academic bank of credit keeping all the things on the net itself. They have the record of their own credit. How much credit they have earned and how much credit they are going to earn is all there. So you don't need to worry about it. So multiple entry exit will definitely monitor the academic, monitored by academic bank of credit. And for the academic bank of credit, what kind of qualification framework is being mentioned is all there in, and national credit framework is giving and allotting the credit also to the students. So all these guidelines are very important. Any effective implementation of NEP. What digital learning is expected to accelerate student enrollment into higher education and make quality education accessible to all through a range of measures. So that online education in open distance learning, ODL, is also to be promoted properly, keeping in view the needs of learners with disabilities and substantial increases in scholarships at private and philanthropic universities for disadvantaged and underprivileged students. So digital learning is helpful in all these things. You please read this very carefully, how digital learning is helpful for all the students, those who miss out the regular traditional framework of education. The students who are physically challenged or abilities, they have been increased. The number of these students have been substantially increased, and they can be given the scholarships even by philanthropists, and some private scholarships also been given to these underprivileged students, and that has helped the digital learning model. Additionally, online professional development and interventions are expected to be strengthened and substantially expanded to meet the needs of quality education and ensure standardized offerings. Please, every word in this presentation is a deliberate word. Every word is a deliberate word. Kindly adhere to every word thoroughly. If you are a teacher and if you are a sensitive teacher and undergoing such sensitization program, you have to be very particular, very peculiar in inculcating yourself the professional approach. And that is why you need to have professional development interventions. So in your students, you have to inculcate certain professional values among them, and then only they will understand the standardized approach of education and then the global citizenship, as you call it to be. The higher education institutions can act as digital nodal agency and offer online and offline ODL programs. And then even the SWAYAM is also there for your help. And there are many other institutions. But what I have, like in my college also, I have experience that many teachers are going away from SWAYAM. many students are not offered Swayam. But on the other hand, the private university students have been made compulsory to go for Swayam and they get master of that Swayam certificate. But why these granted, the public universities, aided institutions are not going for the Swayam, that I don't know. But still, I do promote in my college the Swayam platform, but still I do not get good response for that particular thing. But definitely I will work for the same. And in the next year onwards, I'll definitely go for Swayam platform to be grown. Even in your college also, you start working on Swayam. You can even make your own certificate course by designing your own curriculum. See, in the beginning, people used to, used to be reluctant while uploading few videos on the YouTube, on the Instagram. But nowadays, all videos are there on the Instagram. Even that day, I was shown by my son that, Daddy, there is one YouTube program, how to wear shoes with no less. And there was systematic program, the systematic video of 2 minutes. Take a shoes, polish it, this, that, or all. So all SOPs are there. If you want to teach the students on ODL, you require proper SOPs to be followed. If you teach some few certificate courses, even if suppose in fashion designing, see, we have got home science subject in BA level in our college. Meeting of home science students, I found that only girls are getting admitted to home science, as if चपाती बनाना, खाना बनाना सिर्फ गर्ल्स का ही काम है और वो हमारा काम नहीं है. डिजाइन बनाना, फैशन डिजाइनिंग करना, पार्लर के इसमें जाना, ये करना, वो करना. बट ऑल दीज आर स्टूपिड कंसिडरेशंस. नाउ आई टोल्ड देम, व्हाई boys also cannot join the home science? And I made the department free for even boys also. Now that co-education in home science has brought so many things. And all these, what we have done, one day we have organized the Mela for wild vegetables. And fantastic menu, fantastic recipes that they have made. A boy who was recently admitted to first year in home science had made perfect recipe for upma, perfect recipe for poha. The simple things have been given to them. So what I, Swayam platform is one of the best platforms that you have to really work upon it and go for it. It is an open platform for you all to grow. Even your cash promotions, your Swayam platform will fetch you few API score to be increased. So activities that will be aimed to be covered in this pillar are adoption of Swayam by learners, ODL and online programs offered by HEI, and adoption of Samarth by higher education institutions for digital administration. This Samarth is the platform provided by Government of India to all higher education institutions. So what I feel is that even if once a teacher visits Samarth platform, I will understand it's a ready dashboard for every teacher. So if you start implementing on it, I think you do not have to spend much on other private platforms that have been provided by some other software developers to you. So you can even save the money also, as well as you can have united approach, because Samarth is a platform provided by Government of India and many institutions are attached to Samarth. So there can be data duplication can be avoided. Then multiple entry for the data is being also avoided by the Samartha platform, because they are now developing one common entry, like the data you enter for NIRF, data you enter for AISHE, data you enter for ZP, data you enter for online affiliation, data you enter for academic administrative audit, the data you enter for NAC, there is data duplication. Multiple entries you have to do for one data. I think the Samartha platform will definitely find a solution so that the same data can be fetched elsewhere for all these and they can be used everywhere. Once we provided the data in NAC, the NAC can transfer the data automatically by our AISH code. And I think we can have data duplication also, and we can save much of the work. Nowadays, what's happening is it's a common complaint. NAC is a process only submission, but it's not so, my dear. NAC is not the process of submission. NAC is a process of making. NAC is not the process of submission only. You just do the paperwork and get it done. Do the paperwork and get it done. But if you carefully observe few guidelines of the NAC and the cross-check that they have got in DVV, you will understand that they are very particular, and there are also certain questions which are asked from one end to the other end in a different way, and you get caught also. And that is why there are many DVV clarifications. Even after first submission of DVV, there are multiple attempts for DVV clarification from NAC end to the institution. And what I feel is that if your staff is being trained properly for such kind of platforms like Swayam, online, or ODL, or Samartha, I think they will be well acquainted, reoriented properly for online submissions, and they will keep the record update also for the future purposes. So this is how digital learning will help you. The next is industry. Institute collaboration. I have already told much about this. The collaboration encourage industry readiness and improve employability of students through active collaboration between institutions and the industry. Now, in what way you can increase the ability? There are many papers, many research papers are there available on employability through higher education. But one of the best papers found it, PM Suresh Kumar. Definitely, I'll share that paper also, but I was not getting the soft copy of it. I'll try and scan it. The paper says very clearly that university can function well if your students are employed properly. If industries can function well, if you give them a ready student, what we call it to be employer ready. So once we give students an employer ready approach, the industry will happily take it. Otherwise, there will be wastage of time by giving training to the students. Normally, it used to happen in our times. We used to define our career. Once we get the job, then we have a training, then we have a probation, then we have some under observation period, and then we have the permanent approach. But nowadays, it's not so. The students get their training in the institution itself, either through internship programs or either to some exposure or the linkage programs. So what the students become employer ready, and this is how the employability outcomes is to be enhanced. So they have given different things: apprenticeship, internship, self-employment, wage employment, entrepreneurship opportunities for the students. So this is how you can increase the industry academic approach. That will be aimed to be covered in this pillar are internship, apprenticeship, embedded degree program, and so on. Even MOU is also signed for industry and institute linkages that I have already told you. But I mean to say linkage means what exactly? Linkage means you have to guide the industry to point out the local product, the need time, the need of the place, and then accordingly they can develop the program. Some industries are mentioned for worldwide approaches. Some industries are mentioned for only local approaches. If suppose small sugarcane juice center is there, it's a local thing. right? It's a local thing. But if the sugarcane is been processed properly, if it is been packed properly and served in a Tetra pack everywhere, as like real coconut product is there, the coconut water, the coconut water is been served real coconut form in the Tetra pack. That's a very famous brand, real coconut. So similarly, if the sugarcane juice is to be served to the students, I think it will be a very big booster for them. So you have to have certain industry linkages based on the local need, and MOUs can be signed for these purposes also. As I as you move on to your own institutions after this program, what I suggest you suggest your principal, or you tell your principal that we have been asked to establish R&D cell aligned with the curriculum and industry. I mean, your curriculum can be aligned with the local industry need. You have got skill enhancement, you have got open elective, and you have got many other courses in this particular framework. Even you can have your own Swayam platform also. For that, the only thing is that you have to get recognition from the Swayam platform. And once you get recognized from them, I think your course will be listened worldwide. So what I feel is that global to local or local to global, there should not be much hurdles into it. And you will understand, because once the sugarcane juice is being served on the Tetra pack, there are at least 10 lakh villages, 10 lakh townships and villages all over world. I mean, there are some 300, 400 countries are there. Everywhere the sugarcane juice can be reached. So this is how the platform can be at a wide level. So it depends on the willpower of a teacher, the willpower of a student, the willpower of the industry, and the willpower of all the stakeholders that taken together to increase the interaction of industry and academy through this R&D cell. Academic research and internationalization. I will take a pause. I want you particular slide, and then we will go one by one bullets. I will take small pause. Meantime, I'll mute it, because this is what we require in India right now. I hope, reader, I have a paper here. Universities in ancient India. Presently, I am trying to write a book on administration in ancient universities of India, or universities in ancient India. And I've got very great finding about Takshashila regarding administration in one of the book that I am referring. I'll come to this particular slide little later, but let me read out for your convenience. Takshashila came to be known as a famous center of higher education because of several learned teachers who were recognized as authorities on various subjects resided at the place. Please pay attention. Takshashila came to be known as a famous center of higher education. Several learned teachers who were recognized as authorities on various subjects. So teachers were at the center place. It was because of their excellence that they could attract hundreds of students from distant parts of the subcontinent in spite of the long and dangerous journey which they had to undergo. There was nothing by way of coordination of the work done by teachers, nor was there any external authority like the king or local leaders to direct their activities. Each teacher was an institution himself. Please underline this line. Highlight this. Each teacher was an institution himself and enjoyed complete autonomy in his work. His authority was final in fixing up the duration of the course, in directing the courses of studies, in selecting or rejecting students, and in laying down rules for guiding the day-to-day work. As teacher, each teacher was an authority on the subject of his specialization. There was little scope for any conflict of interest or competition among them. The knowledge of all these teachers put together represented everything that was worth knowing in those days. The studies terminated when the teacher was satisfied with the achievement of his students, and there was no rigid regulation of any sort to regiment the duration of the course. Normally, specialization in various subjects of study took 8 years, but the period could be reduced or lengthened in accordance with the intellectual capacity of the students and the amount of energy and application shown by them. So, this is what is happening. So, you can attract more students to us by more international approach. So, you need to have right promotion of your teacher, of your own interest. So, what I feel is that the moment you go out of this particular course, you start focusing on your potential. You see to it that what is your key role, what is your strength. If suppose I feel that I am good at accreditation, I have started doing is I have started accumulating much literature on academics only, on accreditation only, and then I worked on accreditation all over the world. How accreditation takes place in Philippines, how accreditation takes place in US, how accreditation takes place in the US countries, how accreditation takes place in Australia, China, and so on. How local universities, public universities, private universities. So all these examples I have taken together, and now after the 3-4 years of continuous study, now at least I come to know that there can be a different model of accreditation for India, and we have yet developed that typical model. And that is why there is criticism because of these things also, because yet we are at the development stage. So we have to work upon different models by continuous rolling the stone for betterment. And then only you can say that you can internationalize the quality of education, the quality of research in the higher education system or in the higher education all over the world. As India moves towards becoming a knowledge society and economy, keeping in view the requirements of the fourth industrial revolution, again keep in mind, Industry 4.0, they have got different objectives. AI is also there. Don't get frightened about AI. AI is after human being. After all, it is artificial intelligence. It's nothing more than that. So AI is not going to teacher at all. Don't worry about it. We are very strong. So don't forget all that. The higher education system must be re-energized, provide hands-on and practical learning experience to students, conduct academic research focused on addressing the industrial and societal needs, you have to understand the needs. We used to have Bara Bolutedar system in the village, right? So everybody was depend on each other. So there was the best cognizance with everybody because everybody wanted everyone. So we used to have societal need approach, and that rural economy was growing, but that was on local level. Now the local level has gone. We have to work everything on mass level. So India should be promoted as a global study destination that provides premium education at affordable cost and restore its role as Vishwaguru. Spiritual Guru. Vishwaguru is Guru in material science. Vishwaguru is the art. Vishwaguru is literature. Vishwaguru is like everything. We have to be in all sense Vishwaguru, and for that you have to have a premium education at affordable cost. And what I think that instead of an institution becoming an ambassador, let Ganesh Agnihotri become the ambassador for its own. He has to promote himself that he is good at so and so. Dr. Rafe can promote himself that he is good at so and so. So every teacher become an institution, and then you can become Vishwaguru, because you have to establish your own reputation. And that is what is the target of Atmanirbhar Bharat is. Once we get foreign funds, foreign exchange properly, I think we can definitely go and become Vishwaguru in several areas. So you have to work upon the strengthened areas and areas to be strengthened. The strength areas and areas to be strengthened. If suppose you are representing a district college, the college at district place, you please go for urban requirement. Then you go for the taluka requirement. Then you go for the district requirement. Then you go for region requirement. And then you go for the total state requirement and maybe the national requirement. Because I have heard so many examples, those who are working on medical equipments. I came to know that India is now a pioneering industry in medical equipments and small tools and instruments with very affordable cost. And this is happening because we have a perfect approach towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. People in our country, students in our country are still skillful. They are still talented. What they require is a right channel, a right direction, and we are the gears. We have to give the right gear to the student to have more research collaboration, to have student exchange programs between the institutions of global institutions. So you have to develop a culture of research and innovation and achieve the global standards of quality. Even the activities that will be covered in this pillar are increasing the presence of the Indian institutions in global ranking and accreditation. I know that these are all goody things that I am talking, but I'm sure that there are certain definitely green areas where you have to really work upon very hard. I mean, you have to really work and they will definitely be our wealth. So you have to find out your strength areas, and maybe because of that, NAC asks you, what are your SWOTs? The strength, weakness, opportunities, and challenges. And accordingly, the NAC designs everything. Yeah, Indian knowledge system. NEP envisions that HEI take into account the local and global needs of the country, and with a respect for and difference to its rich diversity and culture. Small spelling mistake is there in the difference. Please read this carefully and pay attention to it. HEIs take into account local and global needs of the country. That's what I'm trying to convey you. Please first understand what are the local needs. Like when I was working in Karmad, a village place near Aurangabad Jalna highway, we worked upon the Monday market, and we have developed a model of collecting all green vegetable together after immediately the market day of Monday. And we used to keep it in the garbage, and then we used to process it for manure. So the composting. So this is what was the global need that was done in 2006, when there was no NAC, only star grading was there. Hardly IQAC was entered into the institutional area. But in spite of that, we could do something. And by simply quoting this, the Skoda has donated us rupees 10 lakh to that Rajiv Gandhi College. So what I mean to say that if you have to have the right culture, to understand the local need, you can definitely work on a global level. Nothing very big into it. It's not a rocket science. So you have to first understand what exactly the local need is, and accordingly, you can go on to it. Of course, we have got rich diversity and culture. I guess I'll come on to that. So India, which was the leader of knowledge in the ancient times, must continue to be the torch bearer and the knowledge leader in the coming future. Now, where we can be the torch bearer? Once upon a time, it was said that the tip of the needle was also not made in India. And in what way you can become the torch bearer? But now things have been changed. Things have been changed. India was not better by torch bearer in material science, but we were still torch bearer in many things, especially in spiritual science, in yoga, in the culture, art, and so on. Now the platform is increased. People have started paying attention to us. And what I feel is that this is the right opportunity for us. So in everything, maybe a digital content, maybe a language, maybe, like in any way, what I feel is that IKS have to be implemented, embedded in the curriculum, so that you can understand what IKS is and in what way IKS can make the changes in India. Now, I have got some links also available for you as a guideline to understand IKS. See, there is a big program and scheme of translation of books into Indian language. The guidelines are given here. So all the chemistry, physics books, like I have started working on the book of optics, and we have translated book of optics into Prakash Ved some 3-4 years before by this small grant, which was given to us. So this way, what I feel is that once I have translated that optics book, the physics book, into Marathi, Prakash Ved, I was so happy that I was not knowing so many things. By reading literature in my own language is very close to my heart, is very close to my brain, is very close to myself. And what I feel is that more and more literature, the technical literature, getting translated into Indian languages, I think that is the mission that we have to do it. And as I came to know that Rashtriya Punarutthan Parishad is working on that. Recently, they have translated some 1,000 old literature, ancient literature, into Indian languages by a special mission. So what I feel is that you can definitely work for it. You find out in what way the things can be there. Please, the link is there. You can click and you can go. In what way the higher education curriculum, the Indian knowledge system can be incorporated is also given in the second guideline. Please go through it. All these guidelines are link available. Simply you have to click. So what I feel is that once you end this course, you go on to this particular slide, you go on to this particular presentation and click fata and keep all the literature ready for you. In the due course, you might be requiring. The guidelines for the introduction of the courses based on Indian heritage and culture. Wow. See, we used to have one act play called Varad Nigalay London La. A boy from small village in Maharashtra, small village in Maharashtra, had gone to London for higher education. He got into, I mean, he fall into love with some, the English lady, and he came back India, and he was asking his father, requesting his father that he wants to marry with that girl. And then what had happened culturally, how things are there. So how Indian heritage and culture was blended there, and what all things were happened. Of course, there was humorous approach to that particular thing, but so many things we came to know about Indian heritage, culture, and so on. If you would have thought of translating that particular drama, that particular one act play from Marathi to English, from Marathi to Hindi, I think the things would have been changed. Definitely, people will understand Indian heritage, Indian culture. So it is just a small humorous point that I have mentioned, but there are so many things. I worked on a paper on last. I mean, there is last slide definitely is there on Bharatnatyam. So that paper on Bharatnatyam tells everything about Indian heritage and culture and the relation of physics with Bharatnatyam. What a fantastic paper it was, and it was like applauded by everybody in the presentation. So is that you have to introduce Indian heritage and culture. Once you introduce it with the students, definitely they will understand it, and you can have some more different approach for it. Guidelines are here for your references. Even the local artists and artisans of your college, of your students, if you want to get empaneled, enlisted, Government of India enlist certain artists and artisans, and then they either give them opportunity for their exhibition, for the sell and so on, or for some educational interaction or some foreign exchange programs or so on. So please read this properly. India is trying to tap the talent which is hidden in all the rural area, in all the city area. And what I feel is that we teachers be the ambassador for these artists, artisans, and please bring them in front, bring them, right on the screen, and show their talent to the world. The guidelines for training orientation of faculty on Indian knowledge system. This whole presentation is a blend of various websites, various references, including UGC. All these references are taken only from government institutions. You can see further few slides which have been taken from IIT. So what I feel is that when IITians can do it, why not normal college people can do it? So guidelines for training and orientation, even you can start IKS training at your institution also. Let us start with in-house training. Not necessary that you have to call expert from outside also. There are many, even the grandmother of every home is the rich source of Indian knowledge. So you try and understand, if she speaks colloquial Marathi or colloquial language, local language, you try and translate it and show it to your student. She is a great guru of medical things because she's experienced. Like I can definitely take my example of my grandmother, who knows many nuskhas in medicine. Till now, in last 35 years, I have taken a paracetamol even. Except because of my ear injury, I had to go for some antibiotic. But then I have not touched the allopathy since 35 to 40 years. So what I feel is that when we are a great source of knowledge, let us try and tap. This could be a great training, great orientation. It is not necessary to attend the training and orientation formally. Now, these are the guidelines for translation of books into Indian languages. I will not read much into it. The slide is available for you. but still, I will keep some time free for you to read. Meantime, I'll finish my small work of the administration here. I'm sorry. Time you please read the whole slide. So, one minute, please excuse me. Yeah, both. You can see that. Uh, I The translation shall be simple, concise, while maintaining the original meaning of the text. Anuvadini is one of the AI-based translation tools for Indian languages. The Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology has also developed this glossary, so you can refer even that also. The Grantha Academy for different states, language departments, and all these things are also there, so you can please go through it. There are like many 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the next slide also, please go through it one by one. You will understand it. I will not go into much detail of this all. The these guidelines are very clear to you. What I feel is that the NEP can be understood better by translation of the technical subjects. Because I got one day, I met one of the persons who had decided to translate all chemistry into the mother tongue. So he was translating the chemistry books, the physical chemistry book by J.D. in Marathi. And I was so surprised to see the kind of level that he has raised. Of course, you can have the blend languages. There are few words in chemistry that cannot be taken in the colloquial or in the local language, but you can use it as it is. Like you use nowadays table, share, mobile. All these words are English words, but still we use it as if they are the part of our language. So what I feel is that if you start using the mother tongue or the local language as your tool for education, I think the the main success, the main motive of the national education policy will be definitely achieved. Ah, Indian knowledge system laid the foundations by offering, I mean, NEP laid the foundations by offering a panorama of Indian intellectual, scientific, and artistic knowledge traditions with special emphasis on. Particularly for your reference, I have listed out few things, and even in the next slide, I have given few online references also. The philosophical systems, Ayurveda, Vastu Shastra, polity and governance, statistics, classical science, and Sanskrit, agriculture and IKS and performing arts. All these subjects are enlisted here. You can see, you just go click on it and you will get to know everything. So this particular presentation, what I feel has got a better value, very many, I mean, many things. I have taken this particular slide from the presentation of Mr. MD Srinivas, and he has, the whole presentation is also for your reference. So please kindly pay attention to it. But still, I would feel those who are in chemistry, physics, mathematics, I would suggest you to go for quantum logic in Ayurveda. It's one of the best books that I have ever heard of it. Even it has written about Ayurveda and how quantum logic is been helpful in all these things. Even the materials for study, the link would not be available, but you can get it on that. History of Science of India, Indian Model of Philosophical Inquiry, the Language and Reality, the World View, Nyaya and Vaisheshik System of Indian Philosophy, The Art of Living in Ayurveda, the Mohlberg's paper on democracy in ancient India, the ethics and case studies. So there are many things, many papers which are mentioned here. And what I feel is that you can definitely refer it. The other papers also, please read one by one. Almost every subject I have tried to cover in this particular presentation. The Indian tradition in science and technology, J.K. Bajaj, is also available for you. The algorithm approach of Indian mathematics is also available. All these presentations are famously quoted. They have been referred either or somewhere. The Kerala School of Astronomy and Mathematics on the nature of mathematics and scientific knowledge in Indian tradition. So materials for reference, development of calculus, proof in Indian mathematics, the traditional Indian planetary model and its revision by Neelkant Somyaji. Even in performing arts also, Indian concepts of performance, Natya Shastra, so and Hindustani music, appreciating its grandeur, and Indian knowledge system, Introduction to Indian Knowledge System by Kapil Kapoor. He is also very famous speaker on the Indian knowledge system. So what I feel is that you can definitely refer this all and you can go for it. And please use these links for your further reference. This is just a small slide with many words into it. I will not go much into the details, but what NEP is working on it is these things. The skills, the communication, mathematical thinking, understanding the natural and social works, the critical thinking and problem solving, socio-emotional abilities, and life project. Uh, these are all 21st century skills that I had told you. And how these 21st century skills are addressed here at the age of 5 in NEP, at the age of 11 in NEP, at the age of 15 in NEP, and at the end of high school and after 18-year-old and so on. So once the students is equipped with these skills, I don't think much is left for a college teacher to get into it. Now we will go to the just briefing of all by few slides, and some 2, 3 slides are there that gives you the role of a teacher, and that's all. This next slide is the framework for 21st century learning. I will not any of this. You can see that learning environments, professional development, curriculum and instructions, standards and assessment, the core subjects and 21st century themes, the life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, and transformation, media and technology skills. So all these things are there for your information. Just go through it once. Huh. What a teacher is: a resource provider, instructional specialist, curriculum specialist, classroom supporter, learning facilitator, a mentor, an institutional leader, a data coach. This 8th one is very important. A data coach. How to gather data, how to use data, because in this 21st century, AI is based on only data. The more data you provide through your mobile, and it will store into it, and next time it will store, it will keep storing. So whatever the people in and around you pose a question, the AI will accumulate the information accordingly. It just, reiterate the same thing again and again. So data coach is very important. You have to have right data of the student, right data of the information, right data of the system. So data coach is very important. What is all to be stored in this brain and what is not to be stored in this brain. So you have to have a data planner. Rather, I should say that instead of data coach, it can be a data planner, a catalyst role, and a learner. At the end of it, you should be a learner. So once you are a learner, the things will get all things, in a very smooth manner. The moment you enter into the class, you don't consider that you are a superior person. You are first learner, and then next you are a resource provider. You just go from down, right? And then only you can understand that how a mentor, like once you are learner, once you have understand the catalyst role, once you data coach, institutional leader, mentor, learning facilitator. So once you start from 10 to 1, you'll understand how teachers is Dashavadhani, right? Dashagun Sampanna. So you have to have 10 roles you have to have. So you have to have 10 hands, Dashavatar, right? And the last slide for your reference, it is just for your reference. But Nataraja is a comic dance, cosmic dance, cosmic dance that takes you to understand the origin of cosmic beauty. Everything is clearly mentioned. All things which are placed on this have got different values. You can see that, on this crescent moon, here the crescent moon is there. Crescent moon is the time cycle through which the creation unfolds, right? The flames of the fire, simple flame, these are the flames of the fire. So this is Lord Shiva doing Tandam Nritya, called here Nataraja dance. And it is one of the best things. And if you, for your information, these steps are also has some symbolic approach, and they are most scientific, what I feel so. If you have got different approach, you please tell me. And these are just small steps that we have to go for multilingual education program and so on. And the last slide is Rethink India, Powerful India, Leader India. I hope this is the symbol of perpetual motion. Where is the end, you tell me, and where is the start, you tell me. So India is a powerful leader to rethink the world. So we have to go in this way, and NEP has got the same thing into it. I hope things are very clear. I have stopped it little early so that I can have question answer session if you want to ask or pose any questions. I'm sorry that I could not read few comments, but in between the break of it, I had read that some slides are not visible. Please understand, even if the audio is there, you can refer the slide later on. I hope the organizers, Dr. Rafe sir and all, will definitely provide the original slide to them so that they can refer to the audio and as well as the slide, because slides are more talkative than what I talked with you. The things I have conveyed it in a proper way. I am once again thankful to the Academic Staff College, Dr. Rafe sir, Dr. the everyone involved into this process, and all the audience, all the participants, all the students, all the teachers, respected teachers. Thanks you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.